Now they have brought in a couple of newer players, but I don't think those players are going to be feeling the pressure against a team like IHC.
Well, I think only time will tell. It is about darn time we get things underway. IHC versus Outsiders in our round 2 of our Swiss format. Take it away, Scrawny and Launders.
Yes, thank you so much, Jasmine and co. We jump in to the Overpass. I think IHC specifically on this map could be in for a world of hurt. This is, I think, a playground for Outsiders. You never know where Jame is going to be. You never know where Flit's gotten off to. And I think that, you know, like Haka was just mentioning with these newer pieces of Outsiders, it's a good chance for them to even maybe be given some space to shine. So we'll see. It was a surprising loss, I think, from Outsiders versus Mouse. Maybe just the scoreline, not necessarily the result. And IHC, a good start versus EG, but that's all behind us. We look forward, and they look forward towards this A site. Jame meets them with a quick headshot, drop to 5 health. Techno 4K's got the answer, and a second. And with Bathrooms control also here for IHC, we suddenly witness the Outsiders try and press in through that dumpster. A 4-man post plant. And a kill already. This looks great. But we've got Flit still alive, and he gets put down by Score. So what do you know? A T-side start to be proud of.
Hey, that's already impressive and really cool to have Score be at the top of the board right off the first round. 3 kills for him, and he is, of course, the carry of the team. I mean, he's the best player. Zagao came in last time, and I think a huge reason why they qualified to Antwerp, as well as, you know, took their only win versus the Renegades that time around. And here we are, 15 rounds away from IHC taking their first win at their second major. I really feel like it's in the water. I feel like it's going to come. And I think last time people were very split. Greyhound 0-3, IHC 0-3. Right. But the Mongolian doubters, they're in the mud. They're in the mud now.
Get them down there.
And unfortunately, we had to dog the boys one time again.
Oh, I think it was a good promising start versus Evil Geniuses that kind of put me on that same wavelength where I was like, here we go. It's the back-to-back. It's the experience coming through. But I think that ultimately, you know, even if IHC give us something to talk about here versus Outsiders, this is an Outsiders team that always manages to either scrape their way. You want to talk about IHC doubters being in the mud. Well, Outsiders are even deeper in that mud.
Yeah.
They survive within it. So it's like, yeah, you might get a 7-round Evil Geniuses, but I put Outsiders at the top of the list of comeback teams, while EG are somewhere in the middle. So this is a great pistol. Hopefully it becomes a conversion, and we can be proud of the Mongolian squad. But they better not let their guard down.
It's true. Unless you have 16 rounds, it doesn't matter. Unless you have 19 rounds, it doesn't matter. Unless you have 22 rounds, unless you have 25 rounds, it doesn't matter. You have to get that win. Otherwise, Outsiders will find a way back in. And that's a consistent theme for sure. And we see a lot of times with the really foreign teams who don't get to play because of ping reasons with other regions that do well. They come in very prepared for some games. Sometimes they do have strong starts, 5-7 round leads and things like that early on because the other team's not used to preparing for them. It's easier to prepare for the team that's more known, even if they're better. But then the better team is also better at adapting, and they're able to like find a way back into a half, slowly crawl their way back in. And just like you were talking about, Outsiders are probably the #1 team at that. We had the Norbert quote on an HLTV article just a couple of months ago. He said, when he first joined the team, I didn't understand what Jame was talking about. And then I realized he just has the biggest brain. And now that I understand him, it all makes sense. And I think that's been a consistent theme with Jame's teammates. I think Kinder said a similar thing.
Sure. It's one of those ones where I think, like, if you are, if you're a young potential star who gets the call up into either A, Furia, or B, Outsiders, it's like your whole perspective is about to change forever.
Yeah.
You know, I think we saw that with Jabby and Heroic as well. It's just like these teams with a specific identity take some time to slot in, and I think that's why there's still some question marks around Outsiders' additions of Norbert and Fame. I think we've seen great things from them, but also, this Outsiders, I feel like considered at other events outside majors, right? They're playoff runs. You know, they'll get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they got to the quarterfinals. What was it, versus Vitality versus FaZe? They got into overtime 2 maps in a row and nearly got out of quarters at Pro League. So that was very impressive.
Again, the grinders.
Yeah.
But tech pause over. Look at this. Open B bomb site. It's free. And that is exactly what you'd hope for when you bounce through with that Mac 10 in hand. Annihilation would have loved to make some money, but he'll have to go hunt elsewhere. 2-0 start.
They're actually the youngest team at the major.
Right.
With an average age of 21.9 on the dot.
Techno
And
4K, the youngest player to ever attend majors.
is it ever?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow, yeah, just, well, when he was at Antwerp, he was 16
younger.
and some much. Yeah, so I don't know if he's still 16 years old, but it's pretty unbelievable. It's possible, right?
Yeah, 17 now. He did age a
Happy
year,
birthday. Happy birthday, Techno 4K.
believe it or not. We got a little bit of damage here. Kabal goes down. Mac 10 wants some more cash. Techno's going to grab him with the AKs. Jame saving. Surprise, surprise. He'll be found out and dropped by the USP, so they clear out those 5 CTs.
Well, I was going to fight, but you guys just died.
Yeah.
I only fight winning duels.
USP is special. Trying to deny money, guys.
Yeah, I think Overpass these days feels like the most overwhelming map to hop into, and so I just want to give some brownie points to IHC for wanting to take the fight here versus Outsiders. This was already not going to be easy, and on Overpass at least we know that IHC are comfortable. It's just that they don't have... Whoa, they actually have a 16-0 victory in the Asia closed qualifier for the Road to Rio versus NKT. I don't care who it is. A 16-0 victory.
16-0 is a 16-0.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from you. But the young blood goes down early. Techno dead. To Jame, of course, right? I'm expecting maybe a big series from Jame.
Yes, totally. Can't remember how he did in their last match. I don't think it was anything special for anybody on the team because they only got 9 rounds in total. So we'll see if Outsiders are actually in rocky form or not. That's kind of the question. And for the moment, of course, Outsiders can take a slight pause. They got their 5v3, almost a full minute on the clock. All the pressure is on the T side.
They're going to try to press into Kicker, who eats the team flash, but not as badly as his enemies did. So Norbert gets the double flash assist. Blitz comes through with at least 1 kill here from IHC, but so much more to do. And James staring down the scope and ready to lock in Outsiders' first round win. 4 up, guns in abundance, results in a successful round for Outsiders.
Yeah.
And it comes with that easy first pick as well, so I don't feel like at any point were Outsiders even sweating throughout round 3.
No, absolutely. It was a quick and easy bounce back into the round, and they just never lost any momentum. So now IHC will come back into it doing well in those first 2 rounds to be able to survive that one and still put together a bye. It's slightly above Rickety here with the 2 Tech 9s, but 3 rifles overall and a fast round. They might be able to beat the odds. Opto, of course, on Jame.
Off the flash, which finds Kicker. He drops the Incendiary, picks up Techno 4K, and Flip, blind as a bat. He's already got a player behind him, and he gets swarmed around that pillar. Norbert's all the way back by Graffiti. He's going to buy some time here. Utility pressure's not a big deal. Jame instantly comes through with a peek, so continues to apply that pressure. IHC thought maybe bomb plant for free, but it costs them another, and Blitz gets fried off the top of it. So Annihilation in the clutch. Poor guy can't see a thing.
Wow.
And he's so blind that he accidentally walks into that line of sight from Jame, who has just been a demon up in heaven. Swooping in with 3 kills this round. That scope never too far away.
Not even just that. Also rotated down to CT, got a kill, came back to heaven.
Good point.
Because they always return to the crime scene.
Ah,
Right.
But
you never think they're going to kill again.
He's got to take it all in.
So, well, Jame, yeah, clearly on form right there. That was looking like a swift entry. They got the kills they needed to. Again, a low buy, but they don't play a full-on default, so a very smart call from IHC. But Jame is just here at every single turn. Not missing a punish is the most important part. So putting pressure on the fact that IHC don't have enough for a full exec, and they didn't go slow enough to pull off a full exec. So making a few small mistakes, or only mistakes because they were exposed. You know, that could have been a fine play if Jame wasn't so sharp. And now they definitely have to go on to pistols. Of course, we already saw 2 come through in that last round, so you better believe they're broke as hell.
There's always enough for Deagles, though. You can always find 700 smackers.
That's true.
And in this case, they find at least 4. And we'll see what they can come through with. But
you know what? The IGL should have the ability to choose the price of the Deagle for his teammates.
okay, Let's elaborate.
Well, it can't go lower than 700.
Oh, okay.
But you can
I
be
like
toxic
that.
and make it too expensive for certain individuals.
Right, right, right.
Because the irony is, you will save money in the long run.
Okay. Increase it. Call that the ego inflation rate.
There we go.
Fame, easy 3-piece inside of the bathrooms here, so those deagles put down pretty quick. Kabal looking for some kind of an opening, but there ain't nothing here, Chief. You can grab that bomb if you want it. You can go hunting heads all you want. There are 4 players in front of you on this A site, so I'm getting the bomb, you know, that's Call the Void. Now he's like, well, with a bomb, maybe I can plant.
30 seconds. But then, you know, on this map, he's not going forward and he's not going backward. They have stairs covered.
He's going down.
He's going down.
With it, the 3-2. So Outsiders from that first round to the 3 consecutive. So far, so good.
Fame has been an interesting player to be picked up. And again, nobody can replace a Kinder on Earth. Even if you picked from any team, any player in the world, no one can replace a Kinder. So that's something that they had to get out of their mind. And Flit said something along the lines of, Kinder, yes, he's a great player, but this is, of course, a team game. And in the fashion that he said it, it made you feel like there was something behind it. And of course, everybody wants to be able to say that. Sometimes it's cope. Some people do rely on their star players. But with Outsiders, you can't help but feel like they really are more than the sum of their parts. And I think this major will probably be further proof of that. You know, there will be no more people sleeping on Outsiders if they somehow make it to Legend stage, surviving your Kinder, having no org. You know what I mean? These things, it feels like, should be crushing their hope. And it really doesn't seem to be.
Oh, Fame, though. Point blank gets shredded by Annihilation. Flit catching the wallbang kill the other way, though. So Score and Blitz trying to get away with a boost. They pay the price. The ultimate price. Things kind of back up a bit.
$700.
Yeah. Score looking for something. But no additional pressure here from Outsiders. They're content to lean back. They haven't had to really get too curious, nor adventurous, nor aggressive in the 3 rounds that they've won. In fact, Fame finally goes beyond party. Takes a shot to the face. Smoke comes down, gonna delay this even further. IHC pumping their chests a little bit, making some sound outside of the B site, so that'll keep the 2 defenders here on guard.
So there's, well, the smoke gets refreshed, and it's actually an interesting spot. INNIHILATION just gonna try to come through it. He thought he had a timing, but he thought wrong.
Yeah, Kicker, not just, you know, tucked along the side of the wall, but right against that smoke. Techno 4K tries to bring bomb into the A site, and unfortunately now puts Kabal into such an awkward spot. He's got that long player to lock it in. Tech 9 in the hands of Jame. Ring around the rosy. Norbert picks up the kill, and Score not even going to be able to get into the mix. Worst case scenario, jumps up over top, dies after time.
That's what we call an unforced error. Score, come on, man. You should be in hiding mode, not looking for kills.
Oof.
The time going to 0 is something that the CTs look for, not the Ts. So that's going to be a very costly death, actually. I mean, total imbalance in the economy at the moment. A decent start on one half of the map, but over on the other, it got equalized by the CTs, and then it got a little loose, right? Annihilation thinking they're not going to watch a smoke that they throw, which would be a rookie move. And yeah, there are certain situations where you take risks. 4v4 is not always one of them.
Feels like since Annihilation even runs through the smoke as well, like Kickert's on extra high alert.
So you remember at Antwerp, one of the conversations around IHC, they kept saying they play like Europeans, right? That was a big thing. Unlike a lot of the teams coming out of the Asian region, IHC were looked at as a team that, like, they followed Astralis. They copied everything they did. They tried to play in a European style, and they really did impress from that perspective. They took some good wins, and through the RMRs, they looked really impressive. But plays like that make you wonder if they're totally disciplined and if they still have some issues in that department.
At least Techno kicks this off with the Deagle headshot. They even find Fame kind of out on an island. So that's both Kabal and Techno with the Deagle kills. They grab the weapons, AWP included. Annihilation running around with the AWP. That is risky business, but bomb could have just been spotted towards long. Norbert going to continue to press into this. Annihilation looks beyond him. Oof, Norbert cautious now.
Yeah, he might have gotten away with not being heard. And is Score going to clear this properly? No, he won't.
Can he get out? Annihilation ready. Finds the op shot. Long player could activate and trade out Kickert. If Kickert doesn't turn, will he need to? We've got Flit honed in on Long, and as Kickert throws out the Incendiary to keep Blitz at bay, well, Flit gives the cover. But
they think, okay, there's no one else here. The molly comes down, Blitz waiting behind it.
oh, if only he knew.
Yeah, and Blitz is thinking, well, there was 2 people, and they're probably still both watching me, so I'm going to chill for a second. It won't favor him for long, but there is a front dice plant open up to him that he could reasonably figure out by himself. CTs being in rotator spots, if you wait, is a very common trend, so we'll see where he puts the bomb down. If he gets a truck plant off as well, I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to win, but...
He got over.
Well, 10 seconds, and I think he's got to go for the trunk plant now.
Yeah.
That's a gift, though. That's a gift. Look at it. They can't stop it.
So a little bit of money in the back pocket. Frag for the B rotate, but exposes himself to Flit, unbeknownst to him. No idea where the hell those CTs got off to. I'm sure when he rounds that long corner, he's expecting at least a gunfight, but nothing there. So bomb plant for IHC, but a 5th to the CT side of Outsiders.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If anything, Outsiders, yeah, in a row as well. And if anything else, Outsiders are definitely the most aware. So there will be a lot of times where you think you can make a play, but no, 8 people are watching.
Oof. Oh, that's how it started. Okay.
So he actually, yeah, he ran through the mid molly, and Jame thought, all right, I'm actually going to punish them for waiting behind it. So a good idea there.
I get one back on Jame, whose op has connected more than once so far. This time Jame gonna take a boost down on that B site. 4 players on B straight out the gate. Gonna give IHC some space to clear out Party and Long, and well, that's a process, man. That's the whole process of Overpass. Takes ages, damn it.
Longer than a Bob Ross painting takes to complete.
Honestly, he paints pretty fast.
How longer is his? Yeah, that's actually.
You know?
Yeah, but you know what? Not faster than 2 minutes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right, that's fair.
That was a weird analogy, but
yeah. Happy little mistakes. Beat the devil out of it.
rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bob Ross.
Legend.
Yeah. Shout out one time, my guy. Bob Ross on Twitch is still, that'll go down as a glorious moment.
Yeah.
A nade that could have chunked Blitz for much more than just 7 HP. More util comes out of Outsiders as they sit in their bomb site comfortably yet again. On their front porch, just waiting for the mailman.
Just to mean mug him.
Yeah, give me all of your packages. But
What else you get?
right now, Jame, feeling like the pressure's on, understandably. 25-second mark, we got crunch time inside the A site, and Fame doesn't pull that trigger. Oof, Norbert's gonna bring it back with 1. Anticipating the long peek from Techno, that's Jame to lock it in. 12 seconds now, and unfortunately for IHC, they got a shark on the back end. Oh, it's a flank from Kickert. He only gets 1 in those 3, but I mean, it looked like the guy could have sprayed them all down himself. I think that just goes to say everybody from Outsiders in the best of positions to just rope-a-dope yet another round.
27 seconds up on the A site. You have your most important spot in that front of Optimus and an extra rifler, and then your flank getting worked on as well. You've got nothing to worry about. Blitz doesn't even clear this hard left position. The flashes are really good as they come up onto it, but Outsiders can afford to have one be blind. The whole point was that they had one playing anti, and he was providing cover. So that was not a great situation for IHC, getting to the A site kind of cleanly, but once they did, it was far too obvious. So I think that's one where it'll make you feel a little bit anxious when you think, okay, now they know what we're going to do when we get space as well.
This is an interesting map in regards to the head-to-head, just because I was talking to Maui before the event started, and he's been saying that Outsiders' map pool has not been tested, that they've been getting away with not having to play Overpass yet, and that he expected somebody to try and come through with the punish on this specific map. The fact that IHC tries to take them here, I think is, I was looking forward to the T side, but I feel like the map almost muzzles them in some regard.
That lines up nicely because, yeah, IHC, at least they know they're playing to their strengths at the very minimum. So match made in heaven. They can test it. They don't know exactly how good Outsiders are. Maybe they have the same thought.
It's a good first test to see. And right now, Outsiders passing. Fame is
crouching.
just clenched in that corner, hanging on for dear life. They continue to spam it, but will they now let it go unchecked? He slides wide, brings Annihilation down with him. Jame has to double back. We've got a 2v2, and Jame, well, he welcomes them in with that missed shot, catches Score in the background. There's the push over Truck, but the gun goes dry. And if you give Jame a damn chance, he's gonna no-scope you in the chest for Outsiders 7th.
That op is sticky today, man. Jame is hitting everything, and that's the last thing that IHC need. Outsiders already hard enough, but Jame is going crazy at the moment, and he even pulls out that clutch. So, man, I feel like Fame had a horseshoe in his ass in that bathroom position, sitting in the smoke. He honestly, he did the double mine game and just stayed in the tightest corner instead of staying out in the open, and they were spraying everywhere else. They're like, he's going to do something tricky. He's going to try to escape. All right, we sprayed it all down. He probably moved. Nope. Comes out, gets another kill. So that was actually a pretty decent start at the A hit. Almost nearly got two targets down outside of the bathrooms because it killed the supporting player here in Norbert. And then, of course, if it's not for the Jame clutch, they actually have a round. So maybe they are making some progress mentally about how to approach things, but back to a half buy first.
Them Tech 9s coupled nicely with the utility. Something a little quicker, perhaps.
Oh, they're setting up triple nades, but there's no boost, and I think he got spotted here.
Yeah, Flit, he sees that as an invitation to push into short side. All of a sudden, Kicker's been left on his own. They go right through the fire and right into Norbert. Kicker will take one with him. Outsiders wasting no time to rotate into position. Jame, again, up in heaven, awaits his feast and hits Techno the moment he comes around that corner. So Score still cut off from his teammate, but the bomb doubles back around from Monster, and they at least rob an M4.
Yeah, they did have the left side pillar to get up into the site from, but they decided to push off from short. This is how they died last time, and Jame is going to merrily camp here on this angle, as now they think, oh, maybe there's a rotation back, but they've just got more than enough players and resources to do whatever they want at the moment. So now the bomb will finally cross, and it'll get planted. It's starting to be covered. Blitz is taking some damage from utility.
He's got a smoke to get himself out, or at least create ambiguity. CT's pressing in from short. Oh, what? Blitz! That's exactly what they need. Finally, a heroic moment from somebody within IHC's camp, but they still have Jame himself to deal with. The Soul Crusher. And as they hang on to this post plant, there's still a player close right. He didn't see him, and he just jumped down. Blitz serves up 2 Tech 9 point-blank headshots and the distraction that lets Score come through. A pistol buy win for IHC.
Man, the most unlikely scenario. They put it together in that 2vx. I mean, they safely cross into the site. They keep an extra smoke. They didn't use the smoke for the cross, actually, which is the most interesting part, I think. But maybe Blitz picked it up on the site. You're going to get hit with that sometimes. Blitz, if not Score, is the second highest performer on the team, so not surprised to see him get a highlight. A couple of beautiful Tech 9 shots make the difference. And yeah, I guess they don't have to wait for the full buy to make a round happen. And they've also got a little few dollars in the back. Wow, Kabal, oh my god.
Yeah, ain't nothing for free tonight.
He's fast.
Norbert goes from getting wrecked by that point-blank Tech 9 into getting clipped on his jump spot. So not a couple fun rounds for the newer Outsiders edition. A man advantage for IHC. Suddenly, you know, the door is ajar. But a chance here for Jame. This man has pushed through connector with his op. Is going to wait at the bottom of this like a crocodile in a moat.
In Florida.
I told you, they live in the mud.
Yeah, that's true.
And Jame...
Oh, he's just listening to them rotate.
Yeah, dude, still sitting and waiting.
They're just leaving B and trying to do it quietly, but there's going to be a lurk, maybe potentially a fake. Okay, so this is what happens, right? If this comes down past the 30-second mark, Score is going to walk in first because they're going to try to sell this fake. If he comes in early enough, they can bring the bomb back. But if they do, Jame is going to try to cut them off at the stairs. Jame doesn't know that this is going to happen, so they might end up running towards A and committing. And again, it comes down to how early they commit on the B site.
What if they go back through connector to B right here?
They might have enough time here, actually, for them to go back. They're probably a little confused.
Yeah, now they're running out of time. Jame is Gonna strike down Techno 4K. That's the immediate evacuation.
They can plant. I think they can plant. It's kind of tight.
Oh, they gotta get in fast.
Oh my god, the bomb's in the back.
A couple seconds to spare, maybe. Oh no, not like this. Kabal!
Oh, they stopped them!
Just the spam! Flit destroys their dreams. They had the hooks in, they had positions, but they didn't have the extra 2 seconds.
They didn't realize it fast enough. They had the 2 players in the site. They saw it was empty. They couldn't believe their eyes.
Man.
It was James information at the end of stairs that made that whole thing so confusing for them. Why is there not one guy here? This doesn't make sense. James kills a guy on long with his op, and they let the rotation come back, and it's after this. But it's literally the AG damage that slows him down at that 5-second mark. He might have actually had time to put it down.
Oh.
Usually it's outsiders in that position.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens when you play these beasts.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. The nade slowing effect, stopping your ability to plant a bomb.
He even got peppered by the M4 spam too.
Yeah, true.
So it's just like, you know,
they realize that this is the only way that this can happen. Yeah.
But let's see if IHC can bounce back. They did get Fame down early, so back-to-back 5 versus 4s for IHC in the waning few gun rounds that they'll have on the offense. Flit, what a position. Kabal gets just distracted by the short push, and all of a sudden, Flit stuffs him. Barrel to the side of the head, back into the 4v4 we go. Techno 4K just locked in behind planters, waits with bomb not far beyond him. Blitz could creep up long, but outsiders appropriately rotating into this A site already. Norbert's got a corner position to just try and hold on, and none of these Molotovs find him. Shadow advantage, chops down Techno 4K, catches the kill on long. Flit has burned to death, however, and that is a little X factor. Kicker is a flanker, and the bomb will not be stopped. So we've got a post plant with CTs both sides spotted, and Annihilation knows he can now go deep. But this is weird. Bomb's on truck. Kickert's got the kit. He's thinking there's still somebody over there, but they're both to his left. Close left, in fact. And Score takes damage while Kicker doesn't. Annihilation with the wall bang, and IHC a 4th round win.
Hey, a real nice couple of kills there from Annihilation. And the post plant works out. Kicker missing his flank by a hair. I mean, he's usually been pretty fast about it. And honestly, IHC have dropped their guard a number of times. They almost never held the stairs flank. And on this round, they get a kill, which is great. Lots of action throughout all these moments. But another kind of impressive and successful A hit, even if it comes down to the wire, getting any rounds on T side these days is not easy. It's not easy. It's tough. Ooh, beating in for a fast one.
Oh, they do it again. This time, Kicker didn't stuff them as quick, but that MP9 just slides back and forth like he's on skates, and 5 versus 3 for outsiders by the minute 30 mark. And Jame
What
has
the
gone
hell
up.
is he's identified a weakness, a gap in the defense, and oh, that's a jump scare. Blitz will go down.
Yeah. On the fallback here from Score as well, now worried that Shortwater's... Dude, they are... Have you ever seen a T-side stuck between Spawn and Monster? Everybody just corralled into these corners. It's going to be a desperate one here from IHC.
Yeah, James just trying to haunt them. He's covered every single angle, going as deep as possible on the inside of playground while they hold stairs. It's just death waiting to happen, and too long to save.
Flit and Score exchange glances. Flit presses into the pillar. Norbert comes wide with the SMG, and that is a whole lot of money. We got them MP9 singing and swinging, and outsiders up to the 9-4 lead.
A bit of a delivery. Jame has been all over this half in terms of his positioning, his clutch round that he's won, the number of multi-frags that he's had. He has been handling IHC like it's no problem. So that's going to be a bit disappointing, I think, for the team who are used to basically winning. They are used to basically winning on Overpass. They had a very clean kind of 3 last matches in the Asian RMRs on the road to Rio, and they haven't even seen close victories. I mean, it's usually a 16-0, a 16-4. They don't really miss. Of course, they know this is going to be harder. They're no fools. Oh, we'll see if IHC can really make this a half. I mean, still potential for 6, which I would consider about, That's the quota. I mean,
Yeah.
you get 6 on T side. I think you feel pretty decent, man.
Oh, the smoke didn't put
Wow.
the fire. That's
I think that's on Valve.
kind of, yeah, blame Gaben.
It could have gone too far. Maybe it was a perspective thing.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe the replays catch it. But right now we've got Flit looking to rope him in. Ooh, he gets the second, but finally Score topples him. So around it yet again with the lesser buy that IHC can just press into this B site with. We got Fame and Jame looking to somehow combine in this retake. Score stuck, Blitz swings, caught out by the Opper, and now the P250 in hand versus AKs. How does Jame doesn't? He doesn't.
Jame doesn't.
Jame walks away.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he is, actually, because they have money, right? So,
Come at it from heaven, why not?
yeah. Well, let's see. Well, they don't have that much money, but there's also now no time.
Man's gonna let it slide, so
Yeah.
that's IHC with 5-round wins. And you said like 6 is par for the course. There's a couple of rounds within this half that have already happened that, you know, IHC, it wouldn't have been a stretch to imagine them winning instead. So
Agreed.
one more to try and get the quota.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah, and they only got, 2 rounds off the pistol, so yeah, a couple of things have gone right, and for the most part, IHC have had to work hard and earn their keep here in the first half. Probably there's some pressure on outsiders to figure out, because it's IHC CT sides. It's their CT side setups that are quite thorough, where they look the most European, if you will. I think they've really got some really well thought out stuff and just some great firepower. Great firepower behind it.
Nice to see finally that little smoke walkout work. IHC tried it a few times now, and finally a little bit of success. Kicker can't stuff him
Wow,
every
they're running the
single time.
fast anti-eco, and there is nobody here on long for outsiders, so it looks like
Glorious.
IHC are going to have their cake and eat it too.
Fame gets tagged up, so that actually makes the sight hit so much easier.
Ooh, this is really weird. Yeah, there doesn't seem like they're going to be aware of this at all, but there's a rotator coming in from, Norbert.
He comes through. Oh, man, that could have lined up for 3 kills on his own. Doesn't.
Still one on the stairs, though.
James not going to forget about you, Blitz. Jame will take as long as he damn well pleases. Now trying to press in through bathrooms. Annihilation getting dangerously close. Catches the headshot. We've got man advantage IHC with a chance for that coveted 6th. Fomus comes out from bank. Kabal stuck in the corner. Here's Kicker and puts down both. A 3-round difference. The way of outsiders. They're going to swap over to that T side, but IHC seemingly could have done enough. And so, even with a couple of missed opportunities, IHC still walking away with a respectable 6-round T-side on Overpass versus the likes of Outsiders. These two teams losing their opening matchups, but somebody's walking away with a win. And while Outsiders maintain that 3-round lead for now, we'll see if that T-side pistol changes things quick.
Yes, it's a great question to see if that'll be the case. I mean, hey, listen, this is very solid. 6 rounds, T-half, Overpass versus a great Overpass team. Whether or not they may be rusty on it, I'd be thinking if I was Outsiders, you know, I might not be worried. You know, I might have a trembly hand.
I'd be cautiously
Be cautious,
concerned,
yes.
You know? We'll see.
A pistol could definitely make things fully trembly. Oh!
That one looks easy. Kabal, just can't track him fast enough. That Glock just moving, grooving, and trying to get shooting through this B site. Techno controls the monster side. That's his evacuation. Gets the bomb down in the dirt, and IHC could suddenly chop away at that measly 3-round lead right out of the gates. We'll find out. We got Jame and Fame again. That was a headshot, and Score only took 15 damage. He's a lucky man.
It's a different sound.
Got caught by the Glock through the side of the wall. You know what?
Fame just had no idea. I think he closed the door on himself.
Okay, I was like, how did you... Bro, that door closed, man. But,
yeah.
All right, yeah, maybe he's...
He triple E'd it.
Yeah, spamming E as he tried to escape. He was just scared.
Now we have a game.
Yes, we do.
If these were two teams of equivalent caliber, we would say I'd rather be the CT side, probably. Alpha Pistol, looking to get an anti-eco going, and that's something to think about. Outsiders will have to work hard to close this out. They still are favorites as of right now. We can say that. At least.
For now.
Fame is, as one of the new players on the team, really good land rating. Some trouble on land versus some of the better teams. This is not one of the highest rated teams, for sure. But there are weird dips in performance in land environments, so that's something to think about as well. Not a great map for him so far.
Little aggressive setup from the CT's Annihilation. 3 easy pickups. That's going to activate Score. Full house. IHC pressing in with those M4s, cutting down Outsiders before they even had footing. Look, he yawned. He yawned.
Wow.
This man just yawned.
I didn't yawn once when I was 16 years old, unless it was to mock somebody.
And in that
you don't
case,
run out of energy when you're that young, okay? So that yawn, it's a taunt.
You know what's nice to see is this straight-up kill differential from IHC. Look at that, folks. From 11 to 9 kills every single piece. And it feels like if you are going to punch upwards and cause these kinds of BO1 upsets, that's what you're hoping for. That's what you're leaning on. Norbert takes a hefty amount of damage off of the Molotov. CT's again getting aggressive. I mean, this is a total contrast from what we saw from Outsiders. You know, maybe 1 or 2 rounds they pressed into the Fountain Peak, far more content to just let IHC play their T side, and IHC try to get aggressive.
I think they bit on that way too hard. They thought it was going to be a full B for sure. For some reason, Annihilation ran full speed around that flank, and if he had sat, he would have been in a slightly decent position, definitely a better position. Right now, the CTs are still playing pretty active, right? Middle of the map control. They've left A open. And this does allow for the huge wrap that's coming, which is a nice call from Outsiders. But they will have some CTs ready to attack. The only concern they have is the walk up long. And it looks like that might be found. We'll see. Skort, did he show himself? Flit, eyes on this, but I don't know if he did show himself.
Nah, he's doing a
based on that reaction.
good job of just keeping that head tucked.
One more coming in late. Don't know if there's any noise there. Score, he wants a duel. Kicker, he's not pressing the issue. Always starts to come. Jeez, there are so many timings right now.
You know, Kicker doesn't have to go any further than this, right?
That's
You've
true.
already got 4 players pressing into the site. There's no real reason for him to try and give that kill away.
Wow, they figured it out.
Outsiders piecing together the puzzle as the frag comes over top of the wall, chips away at the bomb plant. Can't stop anybody. No damage was done to Outsiders prior to them getting into this bomb site. And post plant. Flit. That's an easy pickup. Catches Techno through the wall. And all of a sudden, 3 weapons chopped down to just 2. MP9 dead at the hands of Kicker. Nice back-to-back headshots. Kabal, save, brother. Do not get anywhere near that bomb site. Outsiders, it's an easy first gun round.
It really is, and clearly there is a game plan. I mean, we had that round, a couple of rounds where Jame in the first half pushed the end of the stairs with an op. That's not a coincidence. He's not doing that just for fun. He definitely caught on to something or knew something before this match went live, which allowed him to do that. And on this round, they baited Annihilation into running full speed around the corner at long, like it was F1, right into his death. You know those cars are feeble, so a few people staring back at him, and then right after that, it's the full punish. It's, I know no one else is that long. It's, I'm not even going to waste your time, and I'm not even going to waste my own time and check around for the bathrooms. I have an idea what this whole setup looks like now that Annihilation is dead, and they used it completely against IHC. And IHC, again, were well fortified on every other part of the map. 2 in stairs, controlling middle of the map, watching the bathrooms cross, and 2 in B. So if it wasn't for them figuring out this long situation, you could have had IHC still winning. It speaks a lot to how comfortable Outsiders were making that kind of big maneuver. Well, in the lead, but not firmly. Outsiders have a chance to win this and then crush the economy and leave doubts in the dust.
Yeah, start flying on this T side. Kabal with the Mag 7, where's that at? He's got short water control. And honestly, he's not going to find anybody here. Curious to see at what point IHC maybe peel another player off the B site. Maybe once Score finds contact. Jame, ooh, he backs up into the angle. Score's going to find a freebie. And the fallback, wonderful from Annihilation. That works out perfectly for him. I thought maybe a kill and a dink, but he gets away with both. Shoots between the knees of Score on the fallback at a 5v2 off that one.
Oh.
Then Norbert chopped down for free. And all of a sudden, that potential threat of a crushed economy is going to meet the reality of a Mag 7.
And Kicker, he knows better. He's got some respect for what just went down right there. He is out of this situation. Those are the CT setups I was talking about with IHC,
Yes.
where they are very well thought out. I mean, that was catch all, right? He had this slightest angle, just a shave of Jame coming in through the bathrooms. As they were performing a walk-up, that would have avoided that entirely. He barely caught him, like a millimeter glance. And then after that kill came down, the fallback was covered perfectly on the outside of bathrooms. And that's a setup where you could paste that in any situation. It covers all options. You have inside and outside of bathrooms clean. You're not just reacting the whole time. You have really thought this out. So that's a nice game plan win here for IHC. And with 0 casualties.
Yeah, big. And I think really big in contrast to the round we just saw prior, right? Where we get that just kind of lackadaisical sprint out long, like, oops, got caught. At 5v4, Outsiders rolled forward.
Yeah, Annihilation has the least experience of anyone on the team as the newest player to come through on this lineup. So to see him maybe take some risks that his teammates wouldn't is not entirely surprising. But
Sure.
That's, yeah, you don't want that to be a liability when you've already made it this far.
So, quick dose of reality to Outsiders. That's maybe the sailing's not easy. But door blown off the hinges, deep connector play here from Flit. We've got Kicker down to half health outside Monster. And the other 3 members of Outsiders crawling towards long yet again. Last time they went long, of course, it comes off of that opening 5v4. This time, yet again, that A site's understaffed. Currently 2 CTs outside bathrooms.
Yeah,
just 1.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the amount of map control the CTs have right now, but they're also sort of hypnotized by it, right? I mean, if they don't want to leave these posts, they still have this giant question mark about long, and they're going to turn the corner at the same time as the CT spotting. So this will reveal the plans of the T's. However, now the bomb is going back to kind of re-gamble the round. Jame, what's he thinking about? Off that spot, it looks like it meant a lot to him.
Connector now under question as Flit has to peel away.
Well, this could be a great call from Jame. You know, they got a lot of progress, but they didn't turn that corner without seeing anybody. And when they got called out, they don't want to commit to it. But this is where the action that has taken place in the beginning of the round, the setup phase of the round for IHC might pay off. They were working on short control. They had stairs at the same time. So they have late round options.
Kabal, how many players can he catch off? Flit Oh, running with nades out. No kill until he catches bomb and score. At least finding one within that site, but the device gets picked right back up. They leave a smoke behind them. Flip finds another entry. Kabal quick on the flank, and Jame is not looking. He sneaks right through, and Norbert's dropped to 5 HP. 4 seconds, and he does not have time for the plant.
Wow.
IHC's setup pays off.
It does. It does. Have a proactive setup like that.
And after time,
oh,
Norbert goes down.
That's a lot of money lost for Norbert and for the whole squad on Outsiders.
Game on.
Man, well done. Well done, IHC, for not just playing safe, not just playing one-dimensionally. They had multiple aggressive attacks coming through all at the same time across the map. And even though Jame made a very good call in going towards B, because IHC took multiple risks at the same time, they were ready to have A fall apart and still have options over on B. So they kind of overstacked that first half of the map, still had that spot going on. Honestly, even that flank in that last situation, through the short smoke, the ball's on that guy.
Hey, man.
Gotta appreciate it.
IHC's still bummed out that those walkthrough smokes on Monster didn't work on their T side.
Nice, so now they're still entering Monster.
There we go.
No matter what the uniform.
More of that.
And look, even though we only get 1 kill on this cross from Kabal, he sees 3. There's so much pressure on Outsiders once he sees 3. And that is such an unlikely position that you would think someone is spotting from.
Sure. Paid off. Tied game. And we are right back into it. Deep Molotov keeps them back. The solo AK for Jame. It's armored, and Norbert holding on to the smoke. But a massive ask of Jame to try and strategize and frag here in round 21. Now, this is what I tried to allude to when this match was getting started, right? Outsiders are grindy. And if it gets into these super compact, tight leads, hey, it's not the easiest team to put away. IHC probably feeling real good right now. This one as well should go down smooth. Then you've got your lead on the CT side. And you know, everything seems to be coming together. But it's in those final few moments versus the Outsiders, just when you think you've got it all figured out, that they slip back in. So we'll see if IHC can put them to bed, because better teams haven't. And yet, they've got a chance. Nice pickup versus Flit. Annihilation from deep downtown, and Kabal on the fast flank. Not going to give Outsiders the space or the respect or the time to rotate this bomb around. He's going to catch Kicker and see Norbert.
Oh, you can just follow him downstairs.
Oh, but the bathrooms player's coming. But his back's turned. Kabal slices through 3. A massive flank, and Fame's also spotted. A 4K from Kabal on the anti-solo AK. And IHC 1-round lead.
Oh, it was about a half marathon rotation for Kabal. He was about to get back to the B site after going through the monster push and getting all the way around through spawn, collecting info the entire way through. And you gotta, again, respect IHC for not simply playing it like an anti-eco, sitting in your sights and waiting, because we know that the CT options are too vast on Overpass to just give them up and chill, no matter what you're going up against. And that's huge, and that's just going to hit the confidence of Outsiders once again, saying, hey, we're not scared of you. And we know that you're better than us on paper, but we believe in our Overpass, and we're not going to change how we play just because we're changing the opponent.
Kicker tested by Blitz's flashbang. That's one of the guns down. This was not a full-fledged buy from Outsiders. It's
But
everything
it
they
was
could
a
afford.
full investment.
Yeah, but losing an AK early and an irretrievable one at that.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. Red beans and ravioli.
The wise words of Trace Stunna Saranthus. Trace back on a major.
Yes. As a father.
Yes, sir. Smoke goes down at the forefront of the monster. So Annihilation is just going to sit on this. He's got support. Do they have a third nearby? No, everybody else up on A. So, Outsiders. You hit a Deeg. You catch a headshot. And all of a sudden, retake could be on. Techno's going to press ever closer to the monster smoke as Flit starts to assemble the boost, but then they kind of flub it. They're met by fire. Techno drops a smoke point blank. Oi. 15 seconds. They come right through.
Got his
He at
one.
least catches the one. Yep, and Annihilation chops off the short play, but Fame. He's got both of those initial B defenders. 10 seconds on the clock. Blitz into the water, but Fame's got himself a third and a fourth. Every kill in the round so far for Outsiders. Again, they will slip through. And for it to be the new gun, that's big. An ace for Fame inside the B site when Outsiders come in with everything they could buy.
From 6 to 15 on that round, and Fame was one we were talking about, wondering where he would go on LAN, and he does it when they need him. Those entries were absolutely astonishing. The 3-bullet spray on the guy peeking in CT spawn. I can execute that better in a deathmatch. Really well done from Fame. And again, as the new guy filling in for somebody like Yakinder, I mean, you know you have to have big rounds in order for Outsiders to feel the same value that they got. And that was one where we see, you know, an entry fragger of the same kin.
Play it back, man. The point-blank trade-out. Norbert's death not in vain because Fame follows through with 5. Oh, no.
And
shot to Blitz.
Literally an ace that could have very well saved the map for Outsiders here. Yeah, and we know if you save the map, you actually have a chance of saving your whole entire life in the stage here at the Challenger stage, which is the same every single major. It will come down to the wire for a lot of the teams that we see today playing.
Yeah, the first day is so grueling, you know? That the thought of being 1-1 is probably just such a relief. The thought of being 0-2.
Yeah.
You've played 1 day of Counter-Strike.
Right.
You now need 3 best-of-3 wins at, you know, the most stacked event of the year.
Yeah.
So, yikes.
Yikes indeed. Well, this takes the pressure off of Jame a little bit, who I think was actually making some decent calls, but was still getting outdone by IHC overall. The CT setups, the individual level, some good ideas that were coming through, and unlikely late round situations, too much to prepare for, even for James' big brain. Okay, and now that's you know, he's got someone beside him who's putting up an individual highlight, because it's actually mostly been Jame who's been doing that himself as well this game. Now maybe they get a chance to just take a crack at the ego of IHC, if there really was one. That never really struck me as a team who spoke of themselves too highly. They just mostly seem proud of the fact that they're representing Mongolia, that they were the first team to do it.
Yep.
And have also expressed that they simply want more. They already have gotten the appreciation of their countrymen and their region for qualifying last time around. That's not what they're interested in anymore.
And, I mean, extra shout-out, right? IHC coming through and just kind of taking over the Asian qualifier for the major. You know, normally, I feel like we'd get the Aussies in that top slot, and then an Asian team slipping in as the second.
They beat
attender.
Greyhound.
Yeah, man. So,
That's insane.
back-to-back as well, right? They did the same thing for Antwerp. So it's like there is a new top dog when it comes to the Asian qualifier. Shout-out IHC. Will they still have to play Greyhound in a 0-2 game to eliminate each other? Maybe. But they've also got 11 rounds versus Outsiders already, and off of the back of this mic issue tech pause.
To be honest, man, if Fame didn't get each and every one of those frags, it looks like IHC wins. So I don't think they should think about it too much. They actually still have enough money to put together a better buy than Outsiders even have on this one.
But you got to stomach the fact that you just got aced and that your lead evaporates. Remember, folks, this is what Outsiders do. They are the Soul Crushers. And they just took away a piece of IHC with that last round win. Shout out Fame. 6-15, 11-15 after that one round. Very Yakindar-esque, in fact. So stepping up to the plate. This one starts slowly. IHC with the 3-man lean on B. And a flash that scatters the T side. He saw a couple bodies, maybe 3. Ooh, and Jame not far off the mark, but Techno slips back into the corner. Oh, and Kabal finding Norbert through the smoke.
I mean, he's been finding key frags here and there in these last few CT rounds. Uh-oh. Outsiders. Well, they were considering just waiting that out, hitting B right after, but now they've been pantsed.
In front of the whole class.
In front of Times Square. Everybody saw that. Now they have to change the game plan at 30 seconds. A flank coming in on long. The bomb is here coming up late.
And making sound.
And Jame can't watch his flank right now.
He's going to get all these connector players. Nobody's watching. 2 line up. Oh, he holds on to the spray to catch Flit right after. Jame turns his attention back. Fame goes on the entry. If he could just keep them corralled on long, then Jame can put down bomb at the very least. Can they hold on to this post plant? A 2 versus 5, they're surrounded. And they're already getting pressured by utility. Frags chip away at Fame.
Oh, another smoke.
That could be the big one.
I see it. They want to play it properly and wait this out, but can they do that?
Oh, he sees the player towards bank. Fame slides back behind Dice. Annihilation up close, and there they go, sliding into the smoke. They dive behind the truck. They've got the cover, and they've got that first kill. It's a Jame 1v5, folks, but that bomb's being defused, and Jame wants nothing to do with it. IHC regained their lead.
Yeah, they opted for the Dice plant, and actually that patience was just beautiful. Ooh. It got Outsiders into some pretty bad spots, and they could not figure out what to do when their own smokes came up. So waiting it out, being patient, being composed was actually the best course of action. IHC take a lead. They killed everybody except for Jame. So this op being carried forward could mean the world, but at the same time, it could mean nothing. That was a very clean round from IHC. Why shouldn't there be another? Oh man, we've already seen some crazy scenes here today. And whoa, okay.
Jame ready.
And there is a buy behind this. I mean, saving that op means his teammates have something to talk about. 3 AKs and 1 MAC-10, a decent amount of grenades, and a kill, most importantly. And look at this immediately. After taking out Annihilation again, wrapping it around long. This has been a consistent theme.
IHC getting adventurous outside the B site. Oh, Kicker doesn't get it.
Oh, he just loses. He just loses the duel he was waiting for the entire time. But now, look at the rotations from IHC.
Scattered back up.
They see that he was lurking, and plans are exposed.
Blitz sees multiple bodies. Can't stop them from coming through. Jumping MAC-10. Shut down. Fame's got the trade and bank control. Flip picks up that kill towards mid, and Fame's going real deep. Techno gets finished off as Kicker had done most of the job, and Kabal, time to clutch. Jumps into the fight. Fame with 3 on the round yet again, just climbing that scoreboard and keeping this tied every step of the way.
Yeah, I mean, having a bad CT side sucks, but having a good CT side is very impressive, and Fame in this final quarter has been doing a ton, so that's something. Another round, again, they get Annihilation, and like clockwork, go back to what works. Killing Kicker made this very sketchy for Outsiders when the rotation started barreling up towards A, and the hold was not sufficient. Norbert made the important move of jumping out with that MAC-10 to create space, allow for the trade, release some of the tension right when they needed to get that bomb down, and they made sure they did it quickly.
High-pressured situations. Outsiders keep it close, man. Economy on the line again. Kicker, new angle. IHC, same idea. They're going to press through. Don't clear it thoroughly, and Kicker gets that sweet, sweet revenge off of the back of Flit's opening kill as well. 5 versus 2. Bank accounts bottomed out. Annihilation and Techno on nothing but that 5-7. Bomb lingers outside of the B site. 5-7 should not be able to stop that. And Flit's been set up. The snap's not there. Flit with 16 health, catching a second kill, and this is what Outsiders do.
That flash, yeah, it really is. It really is. I mean, there have been some great rounds from IHC this half, but it's just even more impressive to see some of these mid rounds come through for Outsiders. And it feels like their aim just gets better as they get smarter as well. And so, final kill comes down as Techno tries to dive for that AK, and Outsiders will take the lead. Quite a stressful game, and I think if you zoom out and say Outsiders versus IHC, oh, it was really close, but you know, Outsiders still won. I don't think that tells the whole story. We're seeing a very good map from IHC from multiple perspectives, not just their individual levels, some very good ideas. And the fact that they can, you know, just instantly step up to an international team who are very good at Overpass and bring it this close is impressive. And, you know, first things first, it's going to go to 14 rounds, but they're going to have a bye again and a chance to show that they can claw back into a game. And, you know, if they want to do more at majors and they don't want to be looked at as a team that can regularly qualify, which is so impressive, you know, just be the best in their region. This is one of those games that it's not being handed to them, but it has all the signs that they were looking for on the kind of day they would perform an upset, right?
Right.
If they feel like, oh, if we felt good, then we could do it, this is the day.
And the makings of that upset were there. Past tense. A couple nail-biter rounds and Outsiders slide back into the lead. Slimy. Hard to keep your hands on him.
Yeah.
Flit and Norbert, easy opening kills versus just these USPs. This round was always meant to go down smooth. And sure enough, it will. Annihilation inside the first smoke, score inside the second. Fame continues to pad those stats every step of the way. So yes, IHC. They put up a good challenge, and they've still got that chance, but they have to prove, like you just mentioned, that they can claw back, right?
Yeah.
Ball's in their court.
Yeah, because right now you can see the tapestry coming together for Outsiders. They know when certain players are dying in certain positions, what to do with that information. We had Kicker paste the same spot outside of Monster to hold for a push, and was right that it was coming 2 rounds in a row. Some of these things don't feel like coincidences. So in terms of reading the game really well, working the map really well, rotations into the late round, I think Outsiders are nailing it. And one of the earlier rounds in the half where late round they were holding short control and caught Outsiders coming back to B, that was one thing where I was like, whoa, IHC can keep up. But it's been a while. It's been a while since we had that round.
The quantity of those moments definitely sliding to Outsiders' favorite. Oh, shot's not far off the mark. But it is Outsiders posturing for another B hit. Jame waits for some kind of a monster peek. IHC's had an affinity for that. 2-3 rounds they go poking for info. Most recently shut down by Kicker, who holds the very same corner. This time, not alone. Plenty of support just steps behind him.
Ooh, calling out the lack of utility here. I don't know if they're going to keep Monster re-smoked, but it might be the most important thing they could do at the moment. Very vanilla setup here for the B-hold, and the left side pillar flash is getting readied.
Techno late smoke. They're already on him. Kicker pounces, wastes no time. Blitz brings it back. Great distraction. Kabal's got another. And with that, man advantage to IHC. But the bomb can just walk away here. We've got a third player from Outsiders. Of course, it's Fame. Sliding up into that A site. If he checks towards long, he could catch score. Oh. Yeah, fair duel. And now, all of a sudden, that door blown off its hinges. CTs have to try and scramble right back up. Fame has sunk his teeth in, looking for the jugular, as Outsiders would be pushing this to 15. A little T-side comeback. Retake utility, 2 flashes, 1 frag, spotting over top of that dumpster. Flit now hunts the headshot. Jame, he catches that flank, so it all falls on Annihilation, and nothing in that retake offered up from IHC. It's Outsiders on 15.
Yeah, and that's Flit, I think, climbing to the top of the board here with 25 kills. Quietly, it feels like, but a very sharp 2K and a very nice positional move for Fame to find a score, who has been in stairs. They know that he's an A-site player, but he's been most of the time a rotator, middle of the map, holding on to connector, and this round, he's over at long, chilling, trying to figure out what his teammates know. And I think there was a gap in the communication, and Score wasn't prepared for that duel in the way that he should be. But Fame, just very good for not forgetting about it. And Kicker starts off what could be the last round with an opening kill on a wallbang.
Man, just insult to injury with that one.
No rifles left here for IHC.
Dinky MP9s and a solo scout. So IHC going to try to play it active, make a bunch of sound top connector. That's going to put the party players on high alert. Annihilation will get his damage in, but Fame can just minimize. Oh, I love that. Trying to go deep, but could be the costly mistake. Flash comes out. Annihilation. Oh, so lucky to be alive. He just got hit by another shot through the side of that cement wall. Taken down to 9. He'll hold on. Score replacing him up close. Do they press through Monster again? They tried it not long ago and paid the ultimate price. Kickert and Co await them. We've got MP9s pressed into the forefront of this B site. Annihilation gonna grab an SMG, so Scout no longer in play. It's gonna have to be the P shooters. Oof, and Kickert comes through sharp. Kabal up next. Excellent flash, but Norbert dodged it. Score's got the trade. They're trying to hang on. It's only 21 health for the CTs left, and neither of them can hold. 16-12. Outsiders do it as they always do. Grinding back wins.